play, and today we're going to leave a like or comment. But yeah, man, we're going up against the Detroit.
Get to work. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's get everyone over here and get started. Here's what we're gonna do. Now we're rolling. One more. Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do. Finishing at the rim is still an art. Let's get this going.
We got into the 31st. We got into the 31st, man. That's gonna be February, man. You know how long February is? February is very long. That's the month I don't like in 2K. When I'm playing 2K, bro, I wish they made it more shorter.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure to be back, man. The vet is in the building, baby. Yes, sir.
I love it. These are the best times for shooting.
I think Shimmy Wills is like 2K
And those are the starting lineups.
17,
Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick
2K16,
around. We'll be right
2K
back
either
with more.
2K16 or 17. That's when Shimmy Wills is playing.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on
I think it
2K
was
Sports.
17.
Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. DA, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you very much. What a great comeback story for Derrick Rose. His resilience over the years of injuries has been rewarded. He says everybody struggles. People pretend like they don't. My down days were on TV, so I couldn't hide. The whirlwind I was in, I always stayed calm. I think that's just part of who I am. It's my character. Kevin?
Good insight there, Dave. Thank you. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. They've got Wright. Griffin is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Bay in at the 3 spot. And for Cleveland, Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. Kevin Love out there with the Coral. And it's Drummond in at center. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. Now, here's Okoro. Sexton finds Love. A putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
A man among boys on the offensive glass. Andre Drummond picks up a lot of extra points this way.
Here's Griffin. Yep, it counts.
An efficient start here offensively, working it inside for the easy two. I mean, hard to fathom that Blake Griffin is becoming one of the more prolific three-point shooters among NBA big men.
Greg, it was a shot he barely attempted through his first 6 seasons in the league. Now he's made it a key part of his arsenal.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he's at nearly 90% from the free throw line this season, so having a terrific year.
And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Griffin will bring it up for the Pistons. Knocked loose and stolen by Love. It's 2-on-1. The open look here for Sexton. Gets a very good look and converts.
You know, the timing, the rhythm, I'm a big fan of when Sexton can just catch and shoot.
And here's Griffin. He picked up 12 points in their last win against San Antonio.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
And it's Detroit's ball. 4-point game. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
They came in focused and ready to play, and despite facing little resistance, they never pulled back.
Here's Okoro, following the basket by Mason Plumlee. Good! Sexton's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, you got to respect Sexton's scoring ability. The closer he gets inside, the more effective he is.
Pass to Griffin. Shoots over Okoro. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
Down low. Here's Love. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Rose in the post. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Critical part of the game. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust what you're doing.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. And a different look here for the Pistons. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Cobb passes to McGee. Basket counts.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got
I wonder who's
a
number
little bit
7
of
is.
everything.
Here's Hayes.
Oh, Hayes.
And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game.
That's they do though for overtime that I just watched.
Friend against Porter. Pass to Hayes. Pocket 6. So for Cobb, almost, but it rolls out.
He looked just a little out of rhythm. He's still trying to establish consistency from there.
And then slams it in.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now here's Hayes. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Griffin. Fires for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Cleveland will come the other way.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. A different look now for Cleveland. Osman comes in for Porter. And Harris subbed in for Cobb. Now here's Hayes. Tight defense on him. Here's Mikhailuk. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the first. Six to shoot. Singletary. McGee trying to break free. Softly drops in the floater.
Man, I'll tell you, when you get your floater game going, it's a tremendous weapon.
Griffin passes to Hayes. Over Harris. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Haven't drunk this water.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, well, what's your take?
Hey, why take jump shots?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
Osman outside at 3, but Nance down at the power forward spot. Then there's Harris. And there's JaVale McGee. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
First one falls for him. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
You know, it's interesting. Blake has increased his shooting range, but that hasn't really carried over to the free throw line.
Harris looking it over.
You want your bigs playing big. Rips it down in traffic.
Here's Mikhailuk. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Harris outside. That shot is off. Griffin with some nice D. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Here's Hayes. Here's Mikhailuk. Offensive rebound. Okafor lays it up off the glass.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And the Cavaliers call time here. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can
There's only 16 to 11. We got
great.
this.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. Whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much-needed asset.
Different look here for the Pistons. Now, here's Garland. He's covered by Rose. Here's Sexton. Banked in off the glass. Sexton's got 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Wright. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
It makes up for a lack of speed with just tremendous effort and hustle on that play.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Blake Griffin had 2 more knee surgeries last season. Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said that the year before, they rode him like a cheap horse, in Casey's words, to make the playoffs. Griffin acknowledged his load may need managing down the road, saying, "I'm a believer in science. I'm going to listen to them and let them lead the way." Guys?
Smart perspective. David, thank you. Just 2 to shoot. Here's Okafor. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. In transition, here come the Cavaliers.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Now, here's Rose. A 24-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And not only was he creating for himself, he was setting up teammates with good shots.
Here's Rose. They trail by 7. Knocks down the 3-ball.
Derrick Rose, when he's in the outside shot, creates even more space for him to operate.
And Derrick Rose said when he first attempted to come back from his injuries, he was playing revenge basketball. Now he just seems so much more at ease.
Yeah, I agree, GA. I'll tell you, he still has that competitive spirit in him. Yes, check that off. I think now he's just happier to be able to play the basketball injury-free. And to see his teammates and the league respond when he had that 50-point game, people were really, generally happy for Derrick Rose.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Kevin Porter's checked in for Okoro, and it's Cobb in for Garland. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Grant, he's checked in for Okafor. Here's Bay. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Outside Rose. Right outside. Lets it go from deep. Pistons keep it alive. Here's Plumlee, and he banks in the layup. Plumlee's got 6 points.
Back in the day, someone would have blocked him out, but times have changed.
That ball's made assist by Love. And the Cavaliers lead by 5.
This team knows to feed Cobb every chance they get. He's just so reliable.
Plumlee dishes to Rose. Wants to get Grant and does. Can't get it to fall. For Cleveland, they've gone here in the second quarter. 29 seconds left to play here in the half. Now, Cobb. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. It's the 3-point bomb.
The value of Cobb. You can put the ball in his hands and trust that he'll make a play for himself or for his teammates.
Rose looking around.
Solid defense from Cobb. The level of activity he showed there is exactly what his coaches are looking for.
And that does it for the first half of play. Cleveland ahead, up by 8. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by.
After seeing what happened in the first,
well, defensively, we got to get stops. We got to get them out the boards and box out. Again, we got to be their aggression with our aggression offensively. And offensively, we can't let the ball stick. We got to get the ball moving and hopping around the horn and make them move their feet.
Case, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
-3. I'm doing bad, man. That's because I've been.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been quite a game for Colin Sexton.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. DeJuan Wright is out there with Derrick Rose. Then it's Plumlee. Then there's Griffin. And it's Bay in at the small forward spot. Pass to Okoro. The pass to Sexton. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Outside Rose. He feeds it to Plumlee. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Cavaliers. Nance comes in for Kevin Love. Hayes is checked in for Detroit. So it's the Pistons now. They trail by 9 points. 6 on the shot clock. Hey, Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Right for 3. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. McGee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
Pistons trailed by 14. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Bay. Shot to stop the run. Detroit, no good that time either.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
What it was, they are getting better shots, which has got them. They're knocking down everything.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
Pistons trail by 16. Hayes with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Mikhailuk. little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Well, how can you not love the continued resurgence of JaVale McGee? There were some years where he was trying to figure it out. Now he's a big factor for this team at center.
Here's Hayes. The Cavaliers making the shot. He kicks it to Griffin. Grant outside. Here's the floater, and he sinks the layup. Grant's got his first bucket of the night. You know, Smitty, the change for McGee's pretty simple. He got some direction on how to play. Now he does everything he can to play within himself.
Kevin, that has been a huge difference maker for JaVale McGee. And you know when he's focused, he can make an impact. Plays in short bursts, but very effective.
I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And when you're behind in the game, that's what you've got to do. Contest every shot.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Kevin Porter comes in for JaVale McGee. And it's Cobb in for Harris. Now here's Porter. Kicks it to Cobb. Fires the three. And another three for Cleveland.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's McKinley. 19-point game. Passes it to Grant. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's the dish to Cobb. Fires it up. Again, the Cavaliers score.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Hayes. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Grant outside. Now here's Hayes. He's covered closely. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Hayes has got his first 2 points.
I mean, that's a good job working the ball inside and getting a quality shot.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Singletary, defended by Griffin, to the middle. Here's Osman, and Grant sends it back.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
At the line, New York Cavaliers, Jimmy Osman, taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Outside Rose. Over to the left wing. Out to the wing. Shoots the three. That shot no good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Cleveland ahead as they wrap up the third quarter with an energy burst, a 19-6 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
All we got to do is move the basketball. The ball will find the right person. All right, get it from side to side. Don't force it.
I think you can tell he wants his guys to work harder, specifically in how they pass the ball.
I mean, it's just basic basketball. When you swing the ball around the floor, it's going to open up.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kevin Love out there with the Coral. Then there's Sexton. Then there's Cobb. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And here's Rose. After the three-pointer from Hendricks Cobb. Fires the three. And Derrick Rose gets the three.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
Sexton's shot is good.
And there's no question Sexton can flat out score. I mean, he feels like he can get it done from anywhere.
Greg, one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold. Anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having.
Right outside. Pass to Plumlee. Back to right. Been a lot of talk, Greg, about in-season tournaments in the NBA to spur fan interest. The proposal was tabled for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, cash prizes for the players and coaching staffs, that always seems like a good idea. I just wonder, Kevin, if they're going to be any cash prizes for the broadcasters. I think they're on to something. We could get that, you know. But in all seriousness, we see that in soccer, right? And it seems to work well. And I think if it can spur some more interest from fans, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah, the fans love it watching soccer. The first one falls.
Well, opponents never really know how to contain Hendricks Cobb. He just has so much ability on the basketball court.
Griffin's checked in for the Pistons. And Cobb drops both of them. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Now the pass to Plumlee. He kicks it to Rose. Back to Plumlee. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Andre Drummond with the wingspan of 7'6". It's going to be hard to get it over him.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Shoot two.
That free throw, no good. Greg, you played against some terrific players, including the late, great Kobe Bryant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on playing against Kobe.
I mean, his passing is still tough, I'm sure, for many to deal with because he was just taken from us at such a young age. But this guy was a ferocious competitor and someone who showed us in life and in tragedy that you need to make the most of every moment that we have here. You know, I just appreciated to really the fans getting to know Kobe once his career was over, because I think he was able to let his guard down a little bit and show us a lighter side, a more compassionate side.
That is an excellent point. Now, here's Okoro. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Sexton the pass to Okoro. From outside, off the mark. And it's Wright with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Three-pointer. Detroit, no good that time either. Cleveland leading by 20. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Sexton. Just 5 on the clock. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And here is Wright. Talk about receding in the playoffs when you got down to the final 4 teams. If it ensures the 2 best teams make the finals, it would seem to me, Greg, to be worth it. What about you?
You know, it could be. I think about the worldwide attention on that championship round, but you got to get the Eastern Conference teams to sign off on that. And, you know, we've seen it happen in the past where the power shifts from one conference to the other, but ultimately, nothing better than seeing the 2 best teams play for it all.
The Pistons have gone just 33% for the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Cavaliers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
They can chalk this one up, but these 2 teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Hendricks Cobb.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
Now, here's Garland, following the miss by Derrick Rose.
Taking no chances, they go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
Rose up on top. Shoots over Garland. Rose, good.
The threat of Rose's drive unlocks opportunities for his jumper, and he knows how to capitalize.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Alright, if you enjoyed the video, my name is Jaquavius Leonard Harris. And yeah, man, I'll catch you guys in the next video.